I'm here with Coach Cushman. His Cougars football team is preparing to take on Northwestern in St. Paul this Saturday. First, Coach, let's take a look back to your home season opening win over Greenville this past Saturday. Your defense, specifically your linebacking duo of Clayton Duvier and Drew Shipley, they were a pretty dynamic duo, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Overall, I thought the defense played really well, really battled, really competed. It's a linebacker-oriented scheme. I've had several all-conference and all-American linebackers over the years in this package, in this flesh package. So it's built around linebackers. They're in position to make plays, but the reality is they got to do that, and they did. It's Clayton and Drew and the whole group of them really played very, very well, and very pleased because if we're going to be successful, those linebackers have to do that, and they did it last Saturday. Real good effort and really competed hard.
Offensively, your quarterback Donnie Mavenkamp threw for nearly 200 yards, and Evan Guffey had a pair of touchdowns as well. Talk about your offensive team's performance.
I was really pleased. I think we've taken the next step. A year ago we were much more inconsistent. Now that doesn't mean we're not going to misfire some because that's just the nature of football. But Donnie has a much better feeling. I kind of said that going in, through fall camp and into the first game. That any offense really goes as the quarterback goes, or at least for the majority, unless they just turn around and hand it off all the time. So Donnie has a lot on his plate, but really competed. I thought he ran well. He had some rushing yards, some big rushing yards, but a couple of sacks took away from his totals. And really did a good job in the passing game. We protected him for the most part pretty well. He hit the open receivers, and Guff's a playmaker. He's one of the faster guys in the conference. He's good with the ball in his hands. We try to get him in space, and that's kind of what we did with both the running game and the sweep, and then catching the ball. And he's upset he didn't land the throwback pass. That's his play, and we got to get better at that. But he's real versatile. Obviously, if he's in some situations where he can make plays, and then the rest of the offense. Again, I think I can't speak highly enough about the offensive line played as well as they've played in the 11 games I've been here. And Kyle Petermeyer keeps doing what he does. Playmaker, 6 more catches, on his way to having another great year. And J.C. Cummings caught the ball out of the backfield for a touchdown, and that's kind of new territory for him, and that's going to give us another dimension. So. And Taylor Hallman played really well at receiver and got some big balls for us. So, I could go on and on. Anytime you win, you feel really good. But guys made plays. Donnie's kind of the straw that stirs the drink and has to play well, for us to perform. But everybody else around him has to do their job, hold up their end. And they did. I was very pleased. Now, you're probably going to ask me about the negative side. We turned the ball over too many times. That game might not have been close had we not turned it over. We got to hang on the football, and that had not been a problem during fall camp. But this is the first time we're facing live action, and it's a little different than practice for sure. So that's been a big point this week to stress but you don't want to make a big deal out of it either. You just got to work your drills and be secure, but don't get it in their head that we're turning that we are fumbling it. And the other thing was penalties. We had far too many penalties, and that probably first game. But I pride myself on my teams not playing like that, and too many false starts, just too many. Again, that unforced error thing. You got to concentrate. And again, first game, raucous crowd at home. It wasn't the battle at Bristol. We didn't have 150,000, but it was loud. It was a great atmosphere, and guys were hyped up, and they tend to overdo it a little bit. So. All in all, that was kind of those are the pluses and minuses a little bit.
But the main important stat, you got a W out of that.
Absolutely, and that's the deal. You want to come out of your preseason camp and start you can't win them all if you don't win the first one, and certainly I'm not thinking like that, but you got to get that first one, and we had a comfortable lead, and then they really clawed away and got back in it, and I like our resiliency, and we did some things when we needed to hold on to the lead and not give in. And I guess from talking to people, past Morris teams may not have done that, and that's a sign we're growing. You'd like not to give up that lead, but the fact is that we drove the ball 9 plays, I think, and ended up with a field goal. We'd like a touchdown there, but that stretched it to 5 points. So Greenville would have had to score a touchdown at the end, and our defense just came up big the last 2 drives. 2 stops, and You go out and take that kneel down position. The victory formation's best formation in football. I tell the offense, so that was nice.
Certainly is.
But you move on, and that's that was last week, and we've got work to do this week.
Yeah, let's move on to this week. Northwestern's going to be a tough task to get that second W. They're 2-0. They have yet to yield a point. What's it going to take to?
Oh, trust me, I know. I've been up all week on this one. They're a good football team. They're well coached. They've got some players. They're really active on defense. They really fly around and can present some problems. They're fast. They're as fast as anybody will play. And that's how they make plays. They're in the backfield. They pressure you. They run things down when it looks like there's a little crease. The pursuit gets there because of their speed and quickness. So we've got to put ourselves in position to try to get them in areas that they're not quite as comfortable, take advantage of what they give us. That's every week, but certainly against a really quality defense like this. So they're going to be a tough nut to crack, as they say. Our offense is really going to have to play, and then the defense is going to have to keep us in a ball game. They have not been, they haven't scored a ton of points, so I'm hoping that we can keep that kind of, give us a chance. I don't think we're going to win this one 50-49, but of course you never know. But our defense got to keep us in there because of the task we have offensively, and then the kicking game has to be solid again, and that was huge the other day. Last week we had a block kick for a safety, which is big momentum. And then John Hoff, I'm telling you, he's as good as anybody around. He really is. And I hope it continues, and I know it will. We needed all 6 of his points. So we're going to need points out of the kicking game Saturday. We got to punt and cover. And our return team, Chandler Ricks had some nice returns the other day. And Guffey's back there as well. So, every piece of this has to come together. We're on the road against a very, very good football team, and our guys know that. But you know what? We think we're a pretty good football team, and that's the mindset you have to have, and that's what we're looking at, is going down there and playing a quality football game and doing what we need to win another one.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We'll be watching, and we'll talk again next week.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.